Well, for the third game running, I can sit here as a relatively happy Manchester United fan, but this time I can sit there even happier than I have been after the last two, because not only have we have won convincingly, and we have won with a massive clean sheet as well, which is really what this team needed after two good wins where we conceded 2 goals against Newport and then 3 goals against Wolves. It's fantastic to see a good attacking display supported by a brilliant defensive display. Sadly, it's not all good news because obviously it looks like we've potentially lost Lisandro Martinez again. I missed the incident. I missed the first 20 minutes of the second half, so I also missed Garnacho's goal, and I missed what I'm being heard about is a phenomenal defensive tackle from Diogo Dalot. But also I missed the injury to Martinez. So I don't know how bad it is. From what I've seen, it looks like he's hurt his right knee. Now, obviously, if that is a serious injury, that will be him out for the rest of the season, which will be a humongous loss because there's absolute evidence that in the games that he's been back, we've improved. Like there's no doubt about it. With Martinez back in the side, we've improved. However, Maguire was back today. From what I saw, I thought he played really well. Varane obviously came on for Martinez, and we all know how good Varane is. And then also Lindelof came on for Shaw in the last 20 minutes as well. So he's back as well. So for those worried about going back to Maguire and Johnny Evans and it's all going to start falling apart again if Martinez is seriously injured, I don't think that is something we need to worry about because I think as long as Varane's fit and you play Varane and Maguire or Varane and Lindelof, even if it's Maguire and Lindelof or potentially Maguire and Shaw, but then we'd have to have another issue at left back. But I think we're okay. I think the Martinez injury isn't something we should get too scared about unless, of course, we then start picking up more injuries to more key players because, again, the return of Luke Shaw has been instrumental in the last few games, and especially again today, the return of Casemiro, who not only was, again, instrumental in the clean sheet, but also helped in setting up the first goal. And then, of course, we do have to move on to that first goal and start talking about the real reason I'm so excited as a Manchester United fan again right now. And that is the youngsters, who were absolutely immense today and are the reason we won this game. Because 21-year-old today, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Rasmus, if you are watching. Højlund on his 21st birthday scored, and what a goal it was as well. Feinting to shoot on his left foot, bringing it over onto his right foot, and then smashing it from outside the area into the bottom corner, proving that he does have a right foot if he needs it, which is fantastic. He's been a little bit suspect on it a few times, but today he proved he can shoot with it. And then 2 more goals for Alejandro Garnacho, 4 in his last 5, and obviously Rasmus himself, 4 goals in a row for him, i.e. he scored in his last 4 appearances for Manchester United. So really positive to see the youngsters thriving in what has been a side that has struggled over the last few weeks. And I think it's been partially due to a lack of youngsters in the team because it's some of these older heads that have had these attitude problems, the like of Marcus Rashford's, and we'll talk about Bruno Fernandes as well, about his attitude. But these youngsters, they seem up for it. They seem ready for it. And obviously the screenshot I would have used for this video will be that picture of Garnacho, Højlund and Mainu sitting on the bench doing the Cristiano Ronaldo celebration. And I just want to see more of them. I really do. I'm still a little bit disappointed that we let Pellistri go out on loan. I'm still disappointed that we've sold Alvaro Fernandez and a couple of others. I would have liked to have seen more of them come into the side. Hannibal as well has been let go, potentially permanently, if we choose not to bring him back or Sevilla activate the buy clause of 20 million on him. So I want to see more of them. I think we've got such a good pool of young players coming through, and I spoke about it a little bit before in regards to the Pep Guardiola model of that he doesn't like loaning out players because he doesn't see what experience they're getting in regards to how he wants to play. He'd much rather keep them in Manchester City's B team, learn to play the Pep Guardiola style of football, so then when they do become ready to play in the first team, they're playing Manchester City style of play. And you have to look at the likes of, I know he's not actually stayed at Manchester City, but they've sold him for a lot of money. You've got to look at the likes of Cole Palmer and say he spent his entire career in Manchester City's youth system, didn't go out on loan, and he's now Chelsea's best player. So I've got to look at it from a perspective as what is Facundo Pellistri going to learn from relegation-threatened Granada when realistically he's just going to be playing defensive football when he should be playing free-flowing attacking football under the style that Erik ten Hag wants to play, such as the likes of Kobe Mainu and Alejandro Garnacho, who haven't gone out on loan, have played in Manchester United's system, and then come straight into the first team. I think we need to be looking more at what the top clubs around Europe are doing focus more on embedding our style of play on our youth players and keeping a hold of our youth players, and maybe we shouldn't be loaning them out or letting them go too early. But that's a whole discussion for another day. Obviously, we're talking about this game itself. And yeah, I can't be happier about today's game. Well, I guess I could, because again, I spoke about Martinez. It'd be nice if he didn't get injured. But other than that, really, really, really impressed today. I thought the football was good. The style of play again, the passing, the movement, the fluidity of the three behind Rasmus Højlund, the inclusion of Rasmus Højlund in more attacks. I spoke about that in the Wolves game as well, about how we seem to be actually using Højlund a lot more now. We're shooting less, which, shock horror, means we're scoring more. We're actually being more creative in our chances. We're embedding different players in our styles of play. And it's showing by the results that we're getting now. We're scoring more goals because we're creating better chances rather than taking every single half chance we get. The players seem to be gelling a lot easier. And again, I don't know if that's due to the return of Casemiro as well, which I know plays a massive part in that, because he is the man that has allowed Mainu to be freed up, has taken responsibility away from Bruno Fernandes having to come back as much. And I just think the overall team has benefited massively from Casemiro coming back into it. And then again, like I spoke about in the Wolves game, the return of Luke Shaw and the work of the fullbacks. Dalot and Luke Shaw getting forward, being heavily involved in attacks. I know we talk about Aaron Wan-Bissaka a lot in terms of his defensive outlay and not necessarily his offensive outlay. So it's good to see that Dalot is improving defensively as well. Like I said, I didn't see the tackle that everyone's speaking about, but if everyone's talking about it, it must have been a damn good tackle and prevented a goal from Jared Bowen. So really impressed with Dalot once again. I know people are now sort of calling for, well, surely we don't then need Wan-Bissaka, but I think there's still definitely cause to keep a hold of him as well for certain games, certain situations. If you're coming up against a certain winger, you definitely want Aaron Wan-Bissaka in your squad. But if we can build off of this again, the fixtures aren't getting any easier. We've got Aston Villa away next week, then Luton away. Two really, really tough away games against two sides who, certainly Luton, are on very good form at the moment. And Aston Villa, after a poor run of form, have now got themselves back on track with that 5-0 win against Sheffield United yesterday. So I'm positive, I'm optimistic. Keep playing the youngsters. Maybe try and bring in a few more. I know there's a lot of talk about Darren Fletcher's son at the moment. He's only 15, 16. But if he's as good as they say he is, get him in the first team, get him training, get him ready to play, because I just think we need more of that coming through. And if we keep building off of it, I think we're going to be in a good position. And who knows? Keep the key players fit. I know, obviously, again, we spoke about Martinez. Keep Casemiro fit. Keep Luke Shaw fit. Keep Varane fit. Keep Bruno fit. Keep Rasmus fit. I think we're in a position where certainly we can get fifth. Whether or not we can get fourth, I don't know, because the teams in that top four are playing some very good football. But a win against Aston Villa next week would be absolutely massive for that. So here's hoping. Good performance once again. Very happy with the win. Very happy with the clean sheet. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon.